fourth round day tomorrow, and there may be bigger games than those at Inverness and Huntly, but none with more shock potential. Premier pair St Johnstone and Airdrie have travelled north, knowing the second division trio of Dumbarton, Clyde and Stennismuir have already suffered at the hands of the so-called minnows of the Highland League. Last season's semi-finalist St Johnstone will play Caledonian here at Telford Street in front of a full house.
Good morning, Caledonian Football Club. No, I'm sorry, the tickets for the game are sold out. There's not a ticket left. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Cali striker Charlie Christie doubles as the club's commercial manager. His popularity's grown in the last couple of weeks, with the clamour for tickets for tomorrow's big game. This locally produced video captured Cali's last cup tie against Premier opposition. It was 1983 and Rangers under Jock Wallace beat the Highlanders 6-0. In this season's third round, the Inverness team showed the cup door to second division promotion hopefuls Clyde in front of a 3,500 crowd. Christie scored the opening goal that day. It's a sellout 5,500 for St Johnstone, and Cali not short of confidence.
I think the main thing is the experience. We've got boys who've played 30 odd Scottish Cup appearances, and that really helps them on occasions like this.
There's no one more experienced than building supplies company boss Billy Urquhart. The Cali striker is the former Ranger alongside ex-Celt Christie. Now 35, this could be Urquhart's last season. He was a scorer as well in the defeat of Clyde, but sounds a note of caution about tomorrow's game. Don't get carried away with all the pre-match publicity.
Yes, I think since the draw came out, people have been looking at the draw and saying we must have a good chance of doing something against St Johnstone, but I would counsel against over-optimism in that. St Johnstone are a Premier League side, full-time team, and we'll have to carry a fair bit of luck if we're going to progress any further.
The Perth team were just a game away from Hampden last season. This goal was little consolation in the semi-final as Dundee United won 2-1. St Johnstone quietly fancy themselves to go one better this time, but at the moment they're not looking beyond the Battle of Inverness.
We obviously had the chance last year to get to the final, and we lost in the semi-final to Dundee United. So obviously we've got to look at the tie and saying it's a team against us in the lower divisions as such, and obviously we hope to have a chance to go into the quarter-finals, and hopefully from then, because of the other ties against Premier, the Premier League teams are playing against each other, someone's got to fall.
No team wants to go up and play a Highland League team because they know how hard they're going to get it. So we're just hoping to carry on a good cup run that the team had last year and the year before, and hope we can maybe get a good draw in the quarter-finals if we do win.
In Inverness, where cup romance is alive, they see it a bit differently. The local papers are rightly excited, and watch out for next week's headlines if the battling Blues do spring a cup surprise.
Yes, I think they might enjoy a Cali win tomorrow. Now with me are the two managers, co-manager of Cali, John Docherty, and Alec Totten, of course, of St Johnstone. John, firstly, enjoy the day is the great advice, but that at this stage must be pretty difficult.
Yeah, obviously it is, as you say, there's so much happening for the club and it is a big day. We're going to enjoy it, but then again it's a cup tie for us and we're going to treat it the same as we treated all the other cup ties. Whether we enjoy it, we're going to make sure it's going to be a cup tie.
That sounds a bit worrying if they're going to treat it like the other ones, Alec.
The Highland people, they're great for hospitality, Rob, so I brought St Johnstone tie here for John, so don't wear it tomorrow, but you can wear it another time.
Thanks a lot.
Well, St Johnstone's no divine right to win tomorrow. We've got to play well. We've done our homework. We've saw them in the last couple of games against Elgin, against Brora. They did very well, 1-3-0. They beat Stennismuir 4-1, they beat Clyde 3-1. So they're a good side, so if we win tomorrow, we'll work for it, and they played very, very well.
John, the pitch is feeling heavy. You won't mind that too much?
Obviously, I know that Alec would maybe prepare a surface like a carpet or that, but obviously the heavier the park for us, the better chance we have. We're used to playing in these type of surfaces, and obviously it'll benefit us, but then again, then it might come down to fitness, so obviously Alec's team will be the fitter of the two teams. So it'll balance itself out.
Alec, you got to the semi-final last season, and looking at the four teams who've contested the last two major finals, do you fancy yourselves for Hampden?
Well, I hope so. You say, Rob, we got to the semi-final last season, so to get one better, to go to the final would be tremendous, and I think we're a good side, but our work's got out tomorrow, so if we win, we'll have to play for it.